That's right. It's hard to believe, Steve, but in less than 2 weeks' time, a vote will take place in Geneva, Switzerland at the World Health Assembly. They're important because they're the governing body of the World Health Organization, WHO. This authority that they would be given would impact 99.4% of all the people in the world. There are 193 nations belonging to the UN. The Biden administration is bringing amendments that would propose that all nations of the earth cede their sovereignty over national health care decisions to the WHO, the World Health Organization. So what this would mean, Steve, is that the WHO would have decision-making authority to intervene into the United States government policy in any nation of the world without our permission. So, for instance, the lockdowns where you see 26 million people today locked down in Shanghai, China, they can't leave their apartments or homes. The WHO would have the authority to be able to impose that here in the United States for whatever pretext they want. They don't have to show data, they could do this. What this does, Steve, bottom line, is it creates a platform for global governance. Global governance through the WHO. This is what people need to know. It's time sensitive. No one knew about this. The Biden administration gave these proposed amendments to the World Health Organization on January 18th. No one in America knew this until April 12th. Less than a month ago, the Biden administration posted these amendments. But in less than 2 weeks in Geneva, Switzerland, the delegates will vote on this. The Biden administration has already released a list of countries, 40 of the most powerful countries in the world, including Canada, including the EU, including the UK, including Australia. These countries are going along with the Biden administration's insane push to give sovereignty over the untrustworthy WHO. Again, this creates a platform for global governance. So it's extremely important. The vote is going to take place in less than 2 weeks. And no one effectively knows about this happening, but people are starting to know. So it's important now that we get to Kevin McCarthy, the leader in the House, Mitch McConnell, the leader in the Senate, and demand that they drop everything and have a joint press conference and say nothing is going to happen in the United States government until Joe Biden drops these amendments and agrees that we will not give a U.S. sovereignty away to the UN. This is the biggest global power grab that we have ever seen in our lifetimes. And if this goes through, nothing else matters, because the vote that takes place May 22nd through 28th in Geneva, Switzerland, goes into effect in November, which means it won't matter which party wins the elections in November, because global authority will have already transferred to the WHO. That's why this is so important, and it's why we have to get the U.S. Senate involved, the U.S. House involved, so they stop this dead in its tracks right now, or we lose authority here in the United States.
Okay, we're going to get the numbers up. And I just want to, before we let you go, you were in town, you walked around, you know a lot, you're very connected in this town. The Republicans were completely clueless about this. Do you think that's because they want to be clueless? I mean, how could you miss something this big? Did they want to be clueless, or do you think they're absolutely just didn't understand what was going on here?
Steve, I lived in that world. They live in a bubble. The bubble is called money. It's the mother's milk of politics. And so what they're focused on is boosting the money that they're bringing in for their elections this fall. That's what it's all about. And so they have to forget about that and realize there's a country to save, and we have very little time. This vote is in less than 2 weeks in Geneva, Switzerland. And so this is why this is the whole thing. If Kevin McCarthy is going to be leader this fall, and if Mitch McConnell is going to be leader this fall, they've got to be leaders today. And the leadership that they have to exercise is make sure that all of the Republicans in the House, all of the Republicans in the Senate need to know about this global governance power grab, and they need to have a joint press conference and say, we're not going to pass a bill. we're not going to do anything. We're not going to vote for 33 billion for Ukraine. You're getting zero, zip, nada. In fact, we're not even going to give you a quorum. We're not going to show up until you make sure these amendments don't get offered at the World Health Assembly, May 22nd through 28th. It's that serious. This is real. I will tell you, as a dean of the Graduate School of Government at Regent University, as a former member of Congress, as a former candidate for the United States president, I will tell you, this isn't just our hair on fire. This is real. This is the greatest attack we have ever had on United States sovereignty. And the vote is scheduled to go down May 28th, 22nd through 28th. And I believe they already have the votes. So the clock is striking 11:59. And we've got to get the Republican leadership involved to stop this. The Democrat leadership won't. The Republican leadership has to get involved, sound the alarm, and they got to stop this thing. As a matter of fact, because of the appearance I had with you last week on War Room, Steve, I had constituents with with Representative Pete Sessions, who represents Waco, Texas. He called me Saturday in the middle of the day because his room was filled with constituents. They wanted him to get involved and stop this. He had no idea what was going on. So he and I talked about it on the phone. I sent him a column that explained what was going on. I told him, you've got to go to Kevin McCarthy. You've got to let Kevin McCarthy know. They don't know. They're clueless because they're all busy focusing on the here and now, which is raising money so that they can win re-election this fall. But this is the here and now. We cannot allow Joe Biden to give away American sovereignty and really all 193 nations of the world sovereignty to the hapless World Health Organization, which is essentially a subsidiary of the Communist Chinese Party government. And they will then have authority over the United States, over us, and we will effectively be vulnerable to losing our freedom to the WHO.
Everyone you meet in Port Harcourt has stories about what they call black soot caused by the manufacturing and consumption of
What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? This is your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into Christ and Crypto in the Morning. This is a place where we discuss what happens in the market in three. First, we look at the market from a technical perspective, which is, long sum, short sum, where we use technical indicators to look at the market and see what direction that we plan on it going. In the second section, we are in the news cycle because, of course, you can't just look at the technicals. You have to also look at the news cycle to see what is going on in the market altogether. And last but not least, we look at it from a biblical perspective, using Christ at the center of our show. That is why we call this Christ and Crypto. How are you doing this morning? Are you having a good day? I hope so. I'm actually messing with my air conditioner right now, because I am sweating. It is hot. It is humid. Oh, man, and we have a good show to you because these markets are hot and humid today. They are. We had massive capitulation correction yesterday, and I'm going to try to close my window. And we're going to look into that in the long sum, short sum section. We're also going to look at Terra Luna today. We're going to look at Terra Luna today as well. Let's see something real quick. Christ and Crypto podcast. I know I got to have some somewhere in here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'll just click here. So it's up. So yeah, we're going to jump into Terra Luna today. And hopefully I stopped sweating. It just kind of just broke out of nowhere just now. I was sitting here and now I am just breaking out into a deep sweat. Of course I am. Welcome to the show. If you don't know who I am, my name is Christian Israel. We're here every single day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. live for you. And if you haven't got a chance yet, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel, do the follow, do the social media thing, please and thank you. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere that you can listen to a podcast. And of course, here on YouTube. We're also on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. You know what it is. I'm doing my ads. These are our morning ads. And last but not least, I wrote a book. It's not about crypto, but it is about Christ. It's called Learning to Love in the Wilderness, a 40-day journey of discovery and learning to love myself by accepting the love of Jesus Christ. And this is just a little, it's my testimonial, a point in time in my life where I'm able to give a testimony on the good things God has done for me. So if you want to help support the channel, please go purchase the book, or if you just want a free one, reach out. You catch that? I'm willing to give you a free one. We also have a Telegram group, New Creation Cronies. Put the tinfoil hat on, come and get some information if you please. And then, of course, we have the calls group that I am still putting together that we will do for paid calls when you're interested. Just kind of getting some finance and some stuff out there. Also, last but not least, first 5 minutes of the show, obviously, is our advertisements. We now allow super chats and all this stuff, whatever it is. The YouTube channel is monetized, meaning that, I guess people can give money. So if you want to help out, there you go. It just goes to making the overall show better. I know eventually when we get set up at another location, I want to begin to add to the show. So without further ado, we should go ahead and fade to black. Yeah, and get this long sum, short sum started. Let me hit that record button. Good morning, Lead Lord. It's good to see you, brother. You ready to do a deep dive today into some crypto? Let's get it. What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? This is your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into Long Sum Short Sum. This is the first section of our morning podcast, Christ and Crypto in the Morning, that we go over the market from a technical perspective, looking at indicators using the Fibonacci sequence and a whole bunch of other stuff. Elliott waves and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we look at it from a technical perspective, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to dive into the charts and kind of see what has happened, or what happened, I guess not what has happened, what is happening, what's going on, what will happen, and let's dive on in. So let me switch to the big screen here. Whoop. Boom. Oh, we're not using the countdown screen though, so let's fade that back. Struggle is real when you break into a sweat. Here we go. So right now, after Bitcoin hit 30,000 yesterday, it is sitting at $31,852. Ethereum at $24.25, BNB at $325.94, XRP sitting at $52.5 after touching 47 cents yesterday. Solana at 72.31, Cardano at 68 cents and 68.65 cents. I don't even want to talk about how is a stable coin sitting at 92 cents right now, Terra Luna, and we're going to dive in you later that you are at 92 cents as a stable coin, down 8%. Issues. Dogecoin sitting at 11.5 cents, Polkadot at 12.07, Avalanche at 48.5, and of course, the big dog in town, Terra Luna, down 50%, 62% in the last couple days. So let's dive into the market and see what happened yesterday. We are already actually getting a opening in the NASDAQ, but it has pulled back. We opened higher and it already has pulled back. The NASDAQ just does not want to give right now. We're having massive risk off there, and it's quite unsettling because we don't really know where that pressure is coming from. It's coming from the market makers. It's not coming from you or I. It's not coming from Joe and Maria on Robinhood, right? This is strictly the market makers playing their games. That's what it is. And you see this because it's really all algorithm. There should be no way that we can have stop losses. There should be no way that we can use pivots, that we can understand support, right? All of those things are ran by an algorithm. So when we're looking at the algorithms, we have to see what we can get going. And right now the algorithm is screaming, this is on the hourly. I know this is a whole bunch of stuff here, but it's screaming capitulation. Okay? It has come back below actual support, breaking down, and it looks like it's trying to head down another 500 points. And so we're going to see, because the NASDAQ is just heavily correlated to overblown stocks. Now you got the Dow Jones, and it's in the green this morning despite the NASDAQ in the red on the hourly. And so is the S&P. So we have to watch those, closely. We have to watch those closely. All right, so without all the heebie-jeebies, let's jump into XRP. I'm almost done sweating. It's just kind of what happens. Okay, probably because I got someone wanted to text me right at 9 to do business. Right at 9. So we have... Okay, now I'm back. All right, so XRP has landed right on the flip of support that we have been trying to break. Back in 2019, we rejected there. And actually, that has been our top. So how did I get that and look at that when we were looking for a downtrend yesterday? Well, if we take the whole shebang, I'm sorry, not that. Where is it at? Is this at the capitulation point? I thought I did this yesterday. See, now I don't forgot what I did yesterday. Here it is. I was like, man, so confused. What happened? Okay. So this is the capitulation point here, okay? So you have A, B, C. This is the C wave, the last capitulation. So we're checking from here to here is our bottom. Now, if you want to do all the way to top, this is what it'll look like. You won't get much information here, but you can go to the last point, the last high point, which is basically $1 here, okay? Back to April 18th. Now, when I did that and drew this, I know this is the weekly, right? So you have your bottom and your next top on the weekly all the way to your bottom. So the next bottom right? Because it never broke that top. So here, broke a top, next bottom. So top, bottom. The capitulation move, the C wave, okay, stopped directly at, look at this. I mean, I bet you if I move it up just a little bit, it'll probably be perfect. Get it right there on the money. Look at that. Directly, get this right. Let's be exact. There it is. On the 4.414 yesterday. And I was trying to figure out as I was looking, like, man, what's going to happen? Where's this going? So we start to break things down. And what we saw immediately, I think I started getting nervous. And we're on the weekly, so we really had to pull back. So when we pull back and we look here, guys, that rejected off the 50. And so as things started getting scary, I had to pull back and start to look. Where could we come in? Now, we were talking about 47 cents a couple weeks ago or last week, and I said, man, 47 cents is on the table, but I don't want to talk about it. I even said $30,000 Bitcoin is on the table. I don't want to talk about it. So things would have to break down. It'd have to go 10 to 15% lower, meaning Bitcoin or XRP would have to go like 30% lower. Well, I spoke about those, and I'll maybe bring those up. I have to go look for them. But yeah, this would have been right at the 702, wouldn't it? Yeah. Look at that. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh no. So that's 35% lower. It's gone in 3 weeks. Now, here's my process. Because this is the B wave, guys, that's my bottom. I longed. I think 47 cents is our bottom here. My issue here is, okay, and I'm going to show you my issue, that if we do break below, as you can see that this is, look at this, all this support. Let's go right here. You can kind of see it. Is that the next line of defense between 43 and 47 and 40, guys, is 30 cents. Okay? And this is why I don't think this is happening. This is exactly why. That's our next line of defense. So if 47 doesn't hold, it's 30. And that is my whole call right there. That is why this is not happening. Because if that is happening, Bitcoin's going to 20,000. 100%. So that's what we're watching. And I can't say it's not going to happen. That's me not wanting it to happen. But if the NASDAQ continues to come on down and head another 15%, right? If the Dow Jones comes back and touches 30K, the S&P comes back to 38, we're going to see this sell-off coming down to 30K, okay? So I would like us to be careful when we look. We came down, I'm going to get rid of this. On Bitcoin specifically, guys, we came on down, and I can pull out and show you, and touch directly where we had to. I don't know why that line is so thick. This should be green, and this should be 1. There we go. Down to the area, as you see here, of support, which happened to 4.236. The full extension is a 4.414 is 28.5. So we're not quite out of the weeds yet. We're not quite out of the weeds yet there. Okay? So just be careful. Be careful there. Not done. Not done. Now, if we got a bounce, I actually went into a long. We'll be looking coming back at 37,000. That's really our next look back. Okay? So if this holds and we bounce because we have not seen low, higher low, higher low. Like just barely, but it is. But it is. Hot, low, higher low, higher low. Barely, but it's there. Okay? So we are looking for this to come back to 37. RSI on the daily is really oversold. We not too many times we're down here. Every time we're down here, we got to bounce out of here. So we got to assume that this is going to get out of here, at least some kind of bounce, because that's daily to come all the way to the bottom. Take some time. Last time we were there, we went 33,000. Where's our top? To 48,000. So I could see 30,000 to 43,000, right? that would, really, I think this is going to 54,000 altogether from here. So we will see if this holds. That's what I'm looking at. Let's look. I went to an AVAX long. Doesn't matter. I want to keep this short. What are we looking at? Luna. Yeah, let's go ahead and close with Luna Day. So here was Luna altogether, right? And I don't know what the reasoning was. This is me saying Luna's top would have been here. So we actually have kind of gone to not a bad place. It actually back tested the 1.414. It did a full back 1-to-1 back test. So when I'm technically looking at this, do you see that? That's technical. This is technical. Got it? So when I look at this, sorry, I was just scratching my, when I look at this here, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It just happened quick. Now, I don't know the reasoning. We're going to go through the reasoning of this hardcore sell-off and the destabilization of the peg and everything else that they, wanted to go through. However, it just went straight back to the breakout. See this? 1-to-1 test and never came back. In fact, it could come back to $17 and it'd still technically be correct. So there was all this scariness talking yesterday and everything crushing. Now, we'll go over that in the daily or in the news topic about Terra Luna's stablecoin crashing. But technically for Luna, I mean, it went over 120. You see this had a fifth wave and then ABC down, 5 more waves up and then down. So what did that do? It did what I always say it does, an extended fifth wave possibly, right? And then it's come all the way back down to break out to the 1-to-1. So now the only reason I did not shoot at along to that is because we don't know what's going to happen today. We don't know. I know they sold 42,000 Bitcoin yesterday. That's my understanding, right? So, excuse me. So those were all their reserves. And we're going to go over that again in the daily topic. So this is kind of what we are looking at here all together. So things began to back test. Pretty clear. So much that I actually longed Amazon this morning. Shout out along. You can see my trade right there. Let's see if I can get it over here. Yoink. There's the trade right there. We also closed on the AVAX trade up 20% this morning. We also closed a partial trade on Curve. Bought that Curve dip yesterday as well. QQQ concerns me. Mainly, it's a big leader in the NASDAQ, so I'm still not convinced it's at a spot here, but we'll see. Sand was a little more convincing. Sand was a little more convincing of a stop. As you can see, we have a parallel stop there. So we're looking. Now, I have targets a little lower here on the daily, and it can be scary. So Sol as well. This is the quick. It's still on the inverse parabola here. Breaking down, it did almost back test the 1-to-1 perfectly. It's right there. So maybe that's enough, or it will come back down later and fill this $58. So we're looking at these specifically because, again, I told you guys that we're looking for the setup for me for next week, and we'll start on Monday to 5x, 5 to 10x, my personal trade bag that I'm looking to do from Monday to Friday of next week. And so that's what we're going to focus on this show for next week. We're going to go through the things, but I'm going to walk you through the trades that I'm going to do, what leverage I'm using. And this won't be financial advice to you, but my goal next week, because I have been waiting for this. I was hoping this would take a little longer. We definitely had this dump. I thought it would take more time. As I said, I thought XRP would hit 47 cents, but I didn't think it would happen so quick. I thought we'd have through this weekend, the weekend after Mother's Day, because I thought if this didn't happen during Mother's Day, it would happen the next weekend. Instead, boom, yesterday. Right open on it, dropped down. We hit some targets down here. So now we're looking to see if we can do that. So if you want to follow along on this journey with me, you might want to hit that notification bell, like, follow, subscribe, do the social media thing, because this is what I'm going to do. And it's not always just going to be an XRP trade. I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be up bright and early, 4 o'clock in the morning. I might even live the trade that I'm looking at. Don't know yet, but looking. Haven't decided how I'm going to do that, but I will update that. Yeah, that's all, folks. I will update you guys every single day if I can. 5x, certain amount from Monday to Friday. That's the goal. And then I'll tell you guys why that goal is that as we go, because it's just what it is. So this is the end of Long Sum Short Sum. Before I go, let me say hi to the people who showed up to the first section. We got Douglas Johnson from New Jersey, Rope-A-Dope out there from Cali, Lee Lord from the Houston area. Yeah, I know my boys. What's going on, gentlemen? Good to see you. And Leo B from the Miami area. We are nationwide in this piece, covering all parts of America. Love you guys. This is the end of Long Sum Short Sum. Please let me know what you think. Comment below. Most importantly, though, thanks for stopping by. Let's get out of here and get on to the next section. God bless. Okay, guys, we are back. We are back. So, now that that is done being recorded, how are you guys doing over there this morning, huh? You guys survived yesterday? It was scary, wasn't it? Oh, man. Will it hold? Will it hold? Will it hold? It did. It held where it had to. I mean, like we said, I've been saying 33 and then 30 and then 28, right? Like those areas, like, man, we have to hold that. I know that's a $5,000 area for Bitcoin, but we have to hold that aspect of it. Just got to. Because if not, guys, I don't know what to say about the bull run in 2022 for altcoins. We did not go lower than we needed to. Ethereum, I forgot to say this, did not make a lower low. I forgot to point this out to you guys. See this? This is my bullish sign. This is my bullish sign right here. That makes me so bullish that I'm excited now. That is why I'm excited. So we'll see what happens, because now on our entry docket, 4,500 is back in the cards for Ethereum, which would be our double top before a retrace crash. So, got to pull back before you can go another 75% up for Ethereum here. Anyway, we're going to dump into Luna, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Let's prep for this. Let's prep for this guy right here, shall we? All right, let's fade to black and get the daily topic going. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? This is your boy, Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the second section of this podcast called our Daily Topics. It's a part of our every single morning podcast called Christ and Crypto in the Morning. We're here every single day from you, Monday through Friday, live at 9 a.m. You can catch us on YouTube and multiple different podcast streams. We do upload these later on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Audible, Amazon Music, YouTube, whatever it may be. But most importantly, we're here for you. This show is called Christ and Crypto because we look at the market in threes, the Trinity. The first from a technical perspective, the second from a news perspective, and third from a biblical perspective. So we are in the second section now. And as you can see, that man on the screen there is called Mike Novogratz. And if you guys don't remember, Mike Novogratz got a tattoo for Luna last year when he was telling people to bump those bags as he was dropping XRP from Galaxy, as he was pumping Bitcoin, GBTC, at a 30% premium to his clients. People ask me, well, why wouldn't I just do what I do for me? Or why don't I just go use these big dogs? One, they charge you win or loss. Let's start there. But two, it's the premiums, man. This is what they're doing. They're goal is not to get you to win. Their goal is for them to win. And they're selling on you or doing what they want right now. But this right here, and I know I got a dear close friend of mine is really good friends with Mike Novogratz, okay? So nothing against him personally. Nothing. But he used to own XRP. He never said he sold it, but he just stopped talking about it and then took it off of GBTC. And Luna took its place. Luna took its place. Now, Luna's the name of my dog. She's half retarded, but I love her. But Luna took its place. And here's the issue. This is what I want you to see. UST. That's the market cap. That's pumping now. UST. This is what I'm looking for. Okay? This is the stable coin. Yeah, I know. That's crazy to me. Now, let me go ahead and get us bigger because we're going to do the big screen. Whoop. This is Terra Luna's stable coin. Now, the stable coin, as you can see, is stable. It's supposed to be $1. But yesterday, the stable coin dropped 40%. Now, let's talk about this because if the US dollar dropped 40% yesterday, what happened in Terra Luna? What happened in the world? The world literally would crash if this happened to the dollar. And that's what this is. This was pegged to the dollar. It depegged from the dollar yesterday as Bitcoin dumped. Terra Luna's reserve dumped because people ran into Luna or ran out of Luna into Terra, into Bitcoin. All the sellings. Anyway, at one point in time, the market cap for the stablecoin was larger than the market cap of Luna, which should not happen. So, now that we're here and we had a retrace, and now that we're going to see the markets turn around after a nice little bump here, take some profit on your trades if you got in, and now watch it come back. Let's dive into what actually is going on with Luna. And we're going to go through some threads, okay? We're going to go through some threads. And I got 3 threads for you. I got John Woo, I got Terra_money, and I got the crypto sense. And we're going to make it quick because these all come from 3 different perspectives, okay? 3 different perspectives. You're going to have John Woo, who's going to be on the UST depeg, right? We're going to dive into that. Then the Terra money, we're going to go under to combat misinformation on Luna. So they want to set the record straight for us. And Crypto Sense just wants to say that no matter what, Luna is going to be at an all-time high this year. Really bullish. So let's look. So John Woo says, and let's go ahead and go into his thread all the way. An 18 billion stablecoin is losing its dollar peg with the magical chaos of algorithm stables with a dash of Bitcoin systematic risk drama. Here's everything you need to know. The UST depeg thread. It says here, UST is a dollar peg stablecoin, which we all know that. Now it's hovering around 93 cents. Yesterday it went so much more. So let's just give a background. Here's a reminder how UST works. You can always, and this is why I'm going to read it because I read through this yesterday and I was like, oh, so this is deeper than probably anybody else I've seen. And so I'm going to share it with you because this is not me breaking it down. This is him. This is really good. You can always redeem Luna for UST dollar for dollar and vice versa. If Luna is at $50, you can redeem it for 50 UST. Similarly, you can redeem 50 UST for 1 Luna. We understand that, right? And here's the thread that he breaks down. We're not going to go into the threads, okay? But that's another thread he broke down from January 7th. This guy's obviously heavy, understands Luna. Then he says here, it's worth noting you can always redeem 1 UST worth $1 of Luna, even if UST is worth less than $1. It's meant to be stabilizing mechanism. If UST is trading 99 cents, Arbitragos can buy it and redeem it for $1. See that? So no matter what the price of a stable coin is, you always get Luna. So if you had 1 Luna for $1, right? Luna was worth $1, but the stable coin is where it was yesterday at 60 cents. You're going to get $1.4 back. right? So if the stable coin is not where it needs to be, you can actually make more money. Then you can move that stable coin and sell it to it. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to tell you how to make that money because I'm pretty sure that's what happened yesterday. Hey, and Rope-a-dope, I'll try to do engine after this section for you, okay? All right, so here we go. It says, we all know stable coins require utility to maintain demand and defend their peg. So where does the UST get to utility? He says here, simple, it's called the Anchor Protocol, which is normally a money market. But the important, I don't know what that is it pays, okay, I don't know what TLDR is, but it pays 19.5% to stake. Now, here's the funny thing. A friend of mine asked me the other day, how do I feel about staking stablecoins on Luna? My response, and that was before this happened, was Luna's having liquidity issues right now. This was like 3-4 days ago. It's having liquidity issues right now. And his response is, and then I sent him a chart. He goes, well, what's the other stablecoins look like? Because, yeah, that's fine. So I sent him then, USDT and USDC. And I said, I just have issues with Luna. You got the DDoS attacks or is that Sol? I don't remember. But I just know I have issues with UST, my old school mine, and just using that as a stable coin just did not make sense to me, despite those high stakes. And that's issue is the more the loan, then everything comes down, then there's some issues there and we can get liquidated. And I said this yesterday on the show that all the money pushing down, there's going to be liquidations. And yesterday there was over $1 billion worth of liquidations in the crypto market in a 24-hour period, right? So that's why it's got to be careful of when you're staking, because that's being reused. Anyway, let's go back into this. A huge portion of UST circulating supply is an Anchor. Right now it's only 40%, but it's been as high as 70% plus historically. So why hold UST? Easy, because they're being paid 20% to hold it, right? If you get stable coins, they'll give you 20%. Okay, so where's that money coming from? 2 questions. If something is paying you 20% risk-free, why not just borrow a ton of money and make you pay like 100%? Exactly. That's exactly what Abracadabra Dension Box did. Uh-oh, here we go. The first so Abracadabra did that. They took a whole bunch of money, bought Luna, loaned it out, used it. So now they loan money. They're making money on their own loan at a less rate than the loan is costing them, which a lot of people do. Dengen and the rest of Frog Nation DeFi Egoness are unwound in January, depegging UST and sending Luna from $100 to $46. Sound kind of familiar? Something happened that may not. I said something history. May not repeat itself, but it can rhyme. Oh, I see what he's saying. History sure doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme, is what he meant to say. It says 2, how does one give out 20% in free money every year? Well, that's also easy. The Luna Foundation Guard oversees Terra's multi-billion ecosystem fund. First, we need to figure out what Luna token does, right? So we know that the Luna Foundation Guard is what backs everything for Terra Luna, and we'll go into that, but they're the big backing. They're the one who just put up some 150 whatever million or $1 billion yesterday. I'll have to look at that. Something crazy, right? So, and it says, I'm not going to focus on what drives its fundamental value. Yeah, we don't want to care about that. We want to see what's going on. Every UST in circulation reduces the circulation of Luna. The win scenario is every single Luna on Earth gets burned for UST. So the more UST, the less Luna. Well, that's not good because UST just dump yesterday. Okay. Holders should want to diamond hands Luna. So if you hold Luna, that's good because the more Luna you buy, the more it gets burned, the more people own UST, and the more people are in the stable coin on that ecosystem, the more money your Luna has. So if you have a bunch of UST and a bunch of Luna, oh, you're good. That's why the Luna market cap is less than the UST market cap is FUD. What I just said, right? They said fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That market cap scare is not correct. What matters is the marginal value of each Luna that is redeemed for UST or vice versa. Now, are you ready? This is about to get deep. But what's even more important is the directionality and stability of Luna's price. It's a big problem if the average redemption price of Luna for UST is high relative to Luna's current price. Let me slow this down, and this is the main point I want to read to you of his thread. Luna price high. Luna burned, mini UST mint. Luna's price falls, UST redeemed for mini Luna. This is bad, okay? It's useful to illustrate using extremes. Say the price of Luna is $1 billion, and someone could mint 1 billion UST by a single Luna, by burning a single Luna. Do you hear that? Okay, 1 Luna burnt, 1 UST minted. $100 worth of Luna. Oh man, $1 billion minted of UST. It's kind of out of thin air there. That's interesting. Then let's say the price of Luna falls to $1 for no good reason. The person could redeem their UST for 1 billion Luna. That's crazy. So suddenly again, for no reason at all, there's a crap ton more Luna in circulation being dumped on the open market. This is, in essence, what is happening today. So that's what he says. Let's see. I want to look. Here we go. So previously, all changed in January, collapsed. He keeps going. Let me see. I know this is long. Okay. Here we go. Liquidity, peg, defense, market making. Here we go. Ready? So, the deeper the liquidity, the harder it is for one actor to dig out. So that's why they kept buying more and more. That's why Jump Capital and 3AC are involved. They want part of the consortium that bought $1 billion of Luna over the counter in February. They're deep-pocketed, sophisticated traders willing to do whatever it takes to prevent a UST death spiral. So what's next? Friendly market makers go to work on deploying a piece of BTC Treasury to market buy UST and keep the peg up. Hope it's their more falling knife BCC collateral in the Luna Foundation guard than there is in the bank run pressure from people funding UST. Possible outcomes. The Treasury gets drained, but UST stabilizes the stablecoin. For now, BTC seems to have stopped dumping and liquidate. Yep. 1A, the LFG, the Luna Foundation Guard, also seems aware and intent on buying BTC back at a low basis. There's a win-win. BTC gets pressured to 30K, UST peg restores, LFG buys back into Bitcoin at a lower basis. Sell BTC, restore the peg, buy BTC, profit, criminal. Better yet, BTC somehow moons and we get a protocol situation. We're desperate, a difficult situation. The underlying collateral goes up in value. The protocol ends up fully collateralized. After completeness, since it would never happen. 2. Do Kwon and LFG cease their stablecoin defense, annihilating Luna holders and allowing the UST to settle at a collateral value. UST is $100 magic dollars backed by 20 bitcoins and 80 magic beans, but some people don't think it's worth 100 real dollars. So LFG is selling bitcoins to buy more magic dollars to convince people they're worth 100 real dollars, so all the magic bean holders don't get sad. You catch that? That's crypto in a nut. People want to know why I don't mess with DeFi. People don't want to know why I don't mess with a lot of those things. Yeah, you can make some money. But I'm going to tell you, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. So there's one look at it. Okay? There's one look at it. I'm your boy, Christian Israel. You're tuned into the Daily Topics. This is the morning thing of Christ and Crypto in the morning. Please hit that like button. We're trying to get to 10 likes. So if you stop in, hit the 10 likes, and we're going to move on to the next thread. Appreciate you. Thank you, John Woo. Now let's go into Terra Money, who is kind of going to depack those FUD, right? Well, let's go look at what Terra Luna says. Terra Money says, 1, liquidity brawl behind the scene amid material UST peg deviation on third-party venues. Fighting back. More updates are coming, lunatics. Hang on, fam. There are some resources to combat misinformation. Man, when I hear misinformation, I just think of our U.S. government. All right, so let's see what Terra Luna. We got to get both sides here. The stablecoin market cap greater than Luna, no death spiral happens. Okay, so says 5 of the second thread. This is what they want us to read here. But what happens if Luna's market cap drops below UST's market cap? Well, there will initially be a lot of FUD. fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and how UST is uncollateralized. But this is important. UST is not backed by Luna, but rather the demand of Luna. As long as there are people looking to buy Luna, and UST can go back to peg. And Luna is deflationary apex asset that generates yield based on activities within the network. With many exciting protocols and partnerships coming, there will always be Luna buyers. Okay. Sounds a little cocky there that there always will be some buyers. We'll see. UST is backed by user on-chain activities and Terra economy demand, i.e. Terra network economic, or am I saying economy? Yeah, economy, economic activity, and corresponding cash flow. It says 9. With this, we can finally arrive at our conclusion. UST is backed by user activities on Terra blockchain and cash flow generated by such. The question comes to, why does anyone want to buy Luna at all? Because Luna can be staked, which grants the staker a share of revenues generated by transactions on the Terra blockchain. The buy orders are backed by these revenues. So here's the issue. So they're saying it's backed by the demand, but why, if I'm getting staked and I'm losing this percentage on my dollar, what point if I'm getting staked 20% but losing 40? Okay, you know what? We're just asking questions right now. Okay, number 4, understanding arbitrage on Terra. To help others understand the UST arbitrage and why the peg doesn't come back straight away, there are some parameters that determine the spread when minting and burning UST and Luna. The more mint burn happens in a day, the higher the spread. Example, once about 200 million of arbitrage has been done through mint burning, then the spread is about 0.5%. You don't get 1 UST for $1 worth of Luna, you'll get 0.995. Yes, we understand that spread, but the 40% spread is really hard to argue. All right, I see that. Okay, number 5, peg regaining takes time to do so given the parameters, but it bounces back. So compare if UST goes to 90 cents or $1 or 110. The peg bends in one way and breaks the other. I blame the order flow is creating wrong expectations with prior posts implying instantaneous peg stability. I don't know, because I don't think we're going to swing to $1.30 as we did to 70 cents. We'll see. It says true peg. The chain never deviated. A very important note about this is that the true peg on the chain peg never deviated during all this market madness. On ETH based swaps, yes, there was a deviation. This is exactly why the mystery wallet had to bridge to make these swaps. You know what? And it says, let's aggregate all the anti-FUD resources below in this lunatic's thread. Sorry, Larry, don't need you. Okay, so there's them. So we'll see how that works. That wasn't really. It's hard when you can say that you can say that here at 96, 98 cents, maybe even 93 cents. But you can't say that at 61. Right? You can't make those arguments when the stablecoin drops 40% in 12 hours. You can't make that argument. I mean, you can. It's almost like arguing that this is a good idea. So, the crypto sense. Let's see one more argument here. I'm just the narrator of the debate here. Last year, Luna crashed from $20 to below $5. The UST peg briefly fell below 90 cents. And Luna went on to rally nearly $100 before the end of the year. It isn't over. The all-time high year is still on the table if economic environment permits. Okay, so let's check out the last thread of this. The crypto flash crash last year caused cascading liquidations on the Anchor protocol. The parameter cap for minting and burning Luna at 4 UST was insufficient, which resulted in prolonged depegging that exasperated fears. These issues have since largely been resolved. Terra Money ecosystem is far more robust and better equipped to handle crises today. In addition to LFG.org, We also have protocols like Team, providing a backstop to overseas liquidation. I couldn't pronounce that. Premiums and white whale on standby to protect the on-chain peg. Despite this, we have recently seen UST depeg on centralized exchanges. This likely has surprised many people. The truth is that the success of Terra and UST has brought a plethora of folks into the ecosystem. Many of them don't fully understand the mechanism of how UST minting and burning work, or algo stablecoins in general for that matter. And when you don't understand what you've invested in, you are susceptible to FUD. Fortunately, every time UST survives a crisis and Luna bounces back, it will only build confidence for the masses. They will come back as quickly as they left. It isn't the first crisis we've been in, and it isn't going to be the last. If you are a lunatic and have been around for more than a year, you already know this. This is the time to put our heads down and continue to build the ecosystem and educate each other. We'll be back stronger. I am not selling. That's what he said. So, there's 3 perspectives in that one. Now, I just show you the chart here. This is UST, and I'm going to save that to my... And here's Luna. Okay? So, a lot of things dumped yesterday. We will be safe. We'll just go on the 8th. A lot of things dumped yesterday, but 65%, right, to go along with the 39% dump in the US and the UST and the actual stablecoin, to me that's concerning. I don't know. What are your thoughts though? Are you on one side or the other? What side of the argument? Who do you agree with? Are you a lunatic like Mike Novogratz? Are you on one side like John Woo? Are you on Terra_money side? Or are you on the crypto sense side? All 3 are making their points. And I'm just a person talking it through. So, make sure you let me know what you think. This is your boy Christian Arrow, and this is the topics of the daily topics of the day. We're here every single day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. live. We break the market down in 3. The technical side. This is the news cycle side. And then we're going to finish up here in a second with the new creation scriptures, looking at the markets from a biblical perspective. So, you let me know what you think, guys. Please like, subscribe, do the social media thing. And you know what it is, guys. Let's go ahead and get out of here and, I don't know, move on. God bless, guys. Have a wonderful day. Okay, we are back. So, let me look real quick. Someone asked me to look at Engine. Look at it real quick before I go, because there's some things I got to get done. But let me see what I can do for you real quick. We'll go Engine Tether here, see where we're at. Oh, man, right off the jump, that just hit straight there. I mean, that was 73 cents was the buy yesterday. This is looking just like everything else. Trying to go for support. In reality, we did not hit 67 cents. I'm just going to go ahead and bang this out real quick for you. Okay, so I could see us. You can see here, there's your 59.60 cents right there for Engine. That would have been the last line of support there before coming down to 41 cents. It did not break 61. It did hit the S1, which is support 1 on the weekly, which is a positive. The downside of that, oh, did it make a lower low? Let's see. I can get rid of this box. I can come here now, and I can draw straight to that line. And to me, guys, that looks like a perfect double tap. A perfect double tap. We're not out of the woods yet, but as long as it does not break below that 73 cent area, then we're good. If it breaks below 73 cents, guys, then we got to start looking at much lower targets. 50 cents, 34, and that goes the same with XRP heading to 30 cents, Bitcoin heading to 19,000, right? Like, these are the things we're going to look at. If it breaks, everything's at that same support right now, and this is why I'll be looking for next week to get into that trade to try to 5x whatever money that I have. If it's $5 to $25, if it's 5,000 to 25,000, if it's 50,000 to 250,000, whatever it may be, right? That is the goal. So I hope that helps you there. Who asked me that? Yeah, Rope-a-Dope. I hope that helped. There's your engine there. Simple. Nothing too crazy. So if this is where you get off, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. We are going to jump into our next section, which is the new creation section. And I appreciate all of you so much. So with that said, let's fade to black, guys, and get this going. God bless. This is my favorite part of the podcast. Thanks for hanging out. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, then you are a new creation. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing today? What is today? Today is Tuesday, May 10th. I'm your boy, Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the new creation scripture section. This is the third section of the Christ and Crypto in the Morning podcast that's live every single day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on YouTube. We do upload these later, whether you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Amazon Music, Spotify, wherever it may be, or just on YouTube. Thanks for coming along. Try to get us 10 likes every single time, so please do that social media thing, like, subscribe, and do all those things. But more importantly, thank you for being here. And so every single day, we spend some time and we discuss the scriptures. This is how I get my daily dose of the Lord. Get in here and share some word with you. And this kind of just popped in my head today. You know, as yesterday in crypto, as all these corrections, as Luna, right, as this happened, right? This didn't happen yesterday, but as Luna happened yesterday, and all this craziness, I thought about the Tower of Babel. Okay? I thought about the Tower of Babel. And what is the Tower of Babel? So I'll go over this here in the scriptures in a second. But the Tower of Babel basically is a place, I guess it's better off reading the scriptures first, and then I'm going to go into it. Let me just read this to you, okay? It says, this is Genesis 1, just Genesis 11, 1 to 9. All people on the earth had one language and the same words. When they traveled east, they found a valley in the land of Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them hard." They used bricks for stone, asphalt for mortar. They said, "Come, let's build for ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the sky. And let's make a name for ourselves that we won't be dispersed all over the earth." Then the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the humans built. And the Lord said, there is now one people, and they all have one language. This is what they have begun to do. And now all that they plan to do will be possible for them. Come, let's go down and mix up their language there, so they won't understand each other's language. Then the Lord dispersed them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. Therefore, it is named Babel, because there the Lord mixed up the language of all the earth. From there, the Lord dispersed them all over the earth. I think that's the rest of it. Yep. So, why am I talking to you about this? As I'm looking at crypto, as I am looking at the space in general, we all can speak the same language now. We're all speaking crypto, or money, or tech, or English, right? In other words, right now we're all speaking that same language. We all said, come together, let's make something better. Bricks. Let's bake them hard. This is us in the crypto market. So they use distributed ledger technology. They use DeFi, ICOs, SPACs, or DAOs, right? They use these things to help build themselves a city, right? Right? Here is Bitcoin City. if I can get it, being built right now in El Salvador. Bitcoin City being built right now in El Salvador. Let's make a name for ourselves so that we won't have to be dispersed. So these people, like us, want to make a name for whether it be in Bitcoin or XRP or whatever. Let's make a name, and then they can no longer move any of our crypto or any of our lives. They can control anything anymore. We can control our own lives. We can do what we want. That's not God's plan for us. God's plan is not to do what we want. It's to do what he wants us to do, to serve him and desire. He puts the desires on our heart. So he comes down to see what they're doing. Because now that people have one language, are able to communicate to each other, they understand that if we work together as one, we can do whatever we want. Did you hear that? God understands because he put that in us. If we work together as one, we can do whatever we want. It says anything is possible for them if us as his creation puts our mind together. One, that's why the devil wants to split us up right now. He wants to split families up. He wants to split the church up, the believers up, because anything the believers together can do in Jesus' name will be done. Nothing any different today. But he said, the Lord came down and said, these people just want to do something in their name. They want to make themselves gods. They want to build their own cities, build their own towers so high that they can build up to the heavens. Don't we see that in the cities, the skyscrapers today? People trying to build into the heavens. So the God says, you know what? How can I get them to focus on me? Confuse their language. Get them to have to rely back on me. And that's what God gets, keep it like, rely on me. Stop relying on people. Stop relying on image. Stop relying on idols. Stop relying on being big. Rely on me. Rely on me. That's what this is saying here. Yeah, it talks about the Bible. It talks about Babel and where he breaks all the languages up and spreads them all over the world and gives us the origin of the broken languages. But most importantly, what I'm hearing he's saying here is stop relying on each other to beat the impossible. Instead, rely on me and I'll bring you together to do the impossible. Because everything is possible with God. Insane, right? That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. Anything is possible with God if us as a church, us as a believer of Christ, us as followers of Christ, we stick together, we do it together, we believe in him, we pray together, we walk together. In this broken world right now, we can do the possible. We can do the impossible. We can do all things through Christ Jesus, who strengthens me. Nothing can bring us down. No fear. No principalities. Nothing. If Christ is at the forefront of our lives. So I ask my community, I ask my wonderful people who are here. Remember, we're not here. That's not what I want to. I want to ask you, why are you here? Why are you in this space? Are you here to make a name for yourself? Are you here to let the Lord bless you and use what blessings he has given us in this space to do the good for his kingdom together for his glory? How good is our God? We might not always be in the right direction, but if our eyes are focused on him, we'll walk in the right direction. This is your boy Christian Israel, and you are turned into the new creation scripture section. This is the third section of the Christ in Crypto podcast in the morning. thanks for stopping in. Please make sure you do the social media thing. Love you so much. And God bless. This is my favorite part of the podcast. Thanks for hanging out. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, then you are a new creation. Okay, guys. Well, this is the end of the show. Just a reminder here. If I ever get an XRP tattoo, right? If I get one, I'm going to say this right now. That's because this thing is over $15 and it's completely changed my life. So I bet you if I was him at Luna, about how much money he made off of Luna, probably got him his tattoo too, didn't it? But that's not what we focus on. We focus on Christ and crypto. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. You know what it is. Lee, Leo, Rope-a-Dope, Douglas. Well, I should call you DJ. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you. And until next time, guys, please remember these 3 words. Phrases. God loves you. I love you. You are loved. Until next time, guys, peace out and God bless. Catch you tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.